Autodesk Inventor, working with the Loft and Shell command. For fluid power students, we can see this looks like a Poppet, maybe out of a check valve or a leaf valve or something like that. I can see where the nose of it would go into a seat. It's cross-drilled to allow flow through. I've got a large diameter of 3/4 of an inch that is 3/4 of an inch long. I've got a 5/8 of an inch diameter, and that one, it tapers, but it starts here 1/4 of an inch away and then tapers and meets up with that. That's where we're going to loft that in there. Got a cross drill through there. That cross drill is 3/8 of an inch down, and it's a 3/8 inch diameter. That's my radius right there, right? So if I go radius of 0.188, that is going to be times 2 would be 0.375. All right, I might have to come back and look at this drawing again. So I go over here, I click on New, Standard Part, double click there. I go to my cylinder command, go to my XY axis, put my starting point there, 0.75, and the distance that I want to go is 0.75. There we go, I've got that started up. Next thing I want to do is I want to put a plane off the nose of it here. I'm going to start dragging out this direction, and I want that to be 0.625 away from the nose of that. No, I don't. I don't want a 0.625, right? I want it to be 0.25. There we go. That looks better. I click on OK. I've got my plane there. I click on my cylinder command. Go in here, click in the center here. That needs to be 0.625. Enter. I've put, oh, wait a minute. I didn't want to do a cylinder there. Cancel that. I want to do just a two-dimensional drawing on that surface. Whoops. Here we go. Hopefully that doesn't mesh up. I just want to put the geometry there for 0.625. Right? So I've got that there. I finish. Now I've got my geometry here to my geometry here, and what I'm going to do is click on the Loft command. Out of all the commands that we've done so far, the Loft is the one that is the trickiest. And if you watch down in that lower left-hand corner, it will tell you what to do. It'll say select a sketch. I select a sketch, then it's going to say select another sketch. And as we get going with this, sometimes it's having trouble figuring it out. I can keep clicking on multiple sketches until I get them done. When I'm ready, I can right-click and tell it OK, but it's already seen what we're trying to do here. So I'm just going to check OK. There we go. I'm going to turn the visibility on that work plane off just to make it easier to see. We can see there's our basic Poppet. All right, now I'm going to do what we call a shell command. I'm going to click on this corner of the view cube so I can see the back side. I'm going to go back over to the drawing, make sure we know what the thickness of that shell should be. So it's saying make that shell 100 thousandths. So it's going to shell that out 100 thousandths. Go back over to the part. I click on the shell command. Right here is shell. And it says click on a surface to remove. And I go surface to remove, and it's already set at 100 thousandths. I click on the surface to remove, and there it is. Done. Pretty fast, right? Now what we're going to do is go ahead and put our, I'm going to click on the home view. We're going to work on that plane on this surface. Now, do you remember? That was a couple videos ago. So on that, we're going to expand our origins. I'm going to click on the plane tool this time, and I'm going to say which plane do I want to do that on. I could do it there, could use this one. That one won't work. So I'm going to go on the XZ plane, and then I click there and then touch the surface of it. That way I'm working on the top. I'm going to tell it to start a sketch on that plane. I'm going to get a center point or a point there. I'm going to line it up with the center line of the part right there. And if you remember, I said that from the edge here to here, we want that to be 3/8 of an inch down, right? So there we go, 3/8 of an inch down. I click OK. I use my hole command, and I tell it that I want a hole. Well, it's big, no material left, right? I want a hole here that is 0.375. There we go. And I'm also going to select distance. I want to do through all. There we go. Click. And then I'm going to turn off that plane so that it helps us with the visibility seeing that part, right? So there we go. Freehand rotate it. There's our little poppet that we were looking at designing. Okay, and that one's done.